We talk about Novak's eyes.
And all the pictures you see on social, too, it's like, that man is possessed.
I don't even know how he does it.
No, I know. Always locked in, though.
Yeah.
He'll kill again.
Happy Monday. It's a recap tonight of all the action, the U.S. Open. Hell of a finish line, both WTA and ATP. We're here on a late Sunday edition of Pure Tennis Podcast. Joined, we got 4 people in the booth today. So having a little shindig in here late night.
Tennis.
Just to talk some tennis in here. Chase, I'm going to start off with you this weekend. Just like talk to me about what your main takeaways from championship weekend.
Championship weekend. Should I start with Billie Jean King? No.
Dude.
No.
Yes.
Let's hear it.
That's where
Billie Jean.
I want to
MVP.
talk about Coco because I'm happy that Coco has finally kind of hit her stride, and I think we're starting to just get a glimpse of what her career is capable of, and I'm glad we have at least an American that is capable of winning slams. And I say slams because I think with this momentum and the way she's played this summer, and I mean, we could be talking in, 5 months that she's winning Australia, I think the biggest thing that I picked up is once you beat Iga Swiatek, you can pretty much do whatever you want on tour, at least on the women's side. And then you go to the ATP side, at least for championship.
What do you mean by that?
If you beat Iga,
yeah.
I mean, Iga was controlling the tour for 75 weeks.
Right.
She felt invincible.
Right. You think she just...
I think once you get over that hump where you see that it's not just, okay, well, great, I got to go play Iga every single week, then it gives so much more confidence because they know they can compete with everybody else.
Isn't it wild to watch from what Coco, she seemed like she was just like, she didn't look forward or embrace that matchup up until Cincinnati, where it looked like that was the first time where she was like, all right, I'm ready to come after you. But
I think she was coming off of a win in Washington, which was her biggest title up to date. And then she had played well in Cincinnati, and her forehand, I think was pretty confident in going into Cincinnati. And she showed that she was able to continue that. And now we're sitting here on Sunday, and
it's crazy.
She's a Grand Slam champion.
On the way up here, we were talking about her forehand in particular, and Mo was asking me, he's like, do you think that's like a technical thing that was Gilbert changed with her? And I said, like, no. Thinking about it, like, I really don't think it was much at all to do with like the technical aspects of her forehand or kind of fixing her form. I think it was like a confidence and a mindset switch, which was like, get that contact point out here, get off your back foot, stop letting the ball kind of get into your body, start catching that ball in front and controlling it and being able to take it early cross court. And then once the confidence came, she started playing off that back foot and dictating. And like, she wasn't really able to win that match against Sabalenka. Like, she did play amazing defense, got to every ball, but to make Sabalenka kind of doubt herself, she had to start pressing up on her and playing more offense. And that's what she did in the semifinal versus Mahova as well. And that was something that Coco was kind of reluctant to do. I felt like to win these titles, you had to find that offensive mojo in the big-time points of these matches where her defense is so elite. She was able to rely on that for so long. I think Gilbert allowed her to kind of open up this new mindset to play more offense on that front foot.
I was going to say, I think it kind of comes back, though. Her game is not ever really going to be her forehand. Her backhand is so good that it's similar in the same sense as like...
How good is the backhand?
It's ridiculous.
I mean, on match, like she wants on the approach shots, if she has the option, she's doing the Benoit pair where she scoots to the right, takes the backhand.
Yeah,
her
it's different. But it reminds me of like how Novak utilizes his forehands more so to stay in points and keep good depth and control the point more so, and then looking for that to step into the court and rip that backhand. I think...
You think if you ask Novak where you're looking to take the offensive punch, you think he's saying backhand?
No, but I think that's where he's going to be. I think he's
Coco
had the
might
most success there.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's where Coco is going to find her most success, controlling the point.
She takes such an aggressive cut at the backhand, and
correct.
She gets so much body behind that ball and plays with enough margin on it, a lot of spin on it too. The forehand's coming. It's coming along this summer. It's been
3 months, and all of a sudden it's totally different thing.
It's just cleaner, and I think that's catching the ball out in front of her and being able to direct from that wing, like because girls were going after it. Sabalenka, Mahova.
Yep.
The game plan was clearly to attack that wing, like There was times where they were just not breaking pattern. They were just trying to pelt the ball into that forehand wing, and Coco just her mental fortitude just she stayed down on that wing and just stayed with it. And she was like, "I'm here. I'm ready for this." I was pretty impressed. That was probably the most impressed I was with what she was able to do. And then just the match point. I mean, her athleticism is ridiculous. Might be the best.
That's what showed the most.
She might be the best woman athlete in the world. Like she's long, she's fast, she's flexible, she can jump. I mean, yeah.
Crazy athleticism.
What is that athleticism? I mean, she gets every ball. I mean, she's one of the girls that covers the outer force. It's ridiculous.
I mean, that's
sliding.
That's the thing that I think with Brad Gilbert. You guys are talking technical, but I feel like what he changed with her is that watching her in DC and watching her play, like I feel like she's playing every style now at a higher level. Not just like clearly correcting the forehand, like you were mentioning, but like with Sablenka, she played Brad Gilbert like brain ball on her. She punched her out, let her like rope-a-dope her into like.
She did everything.
But then she wasn't playing that style against anybody other than Sablenka. Like she came into that match with a game plan, and she's playing smart, heady tennis. That's why she's winning.
And she's having fun. Like how much she's enjoying her tennis so much more. It looks like the last couple months, and just has
helps
enjoyment.
when you're winning too.
It does, but she kind of put that into her game. Like even before even in DC, you just kind of noticed there was like she came back to the States off a tough not I would say. I don't know if she underachieved, but I mean, you could probably say she underachieved in that first half of the year. And then she came back, but and then she came back and she was like,
yeah, she didn't make any noise until that. Like you're right, you're absolutely.
But how did she just get the confidence in it?
I would just say like Coco. What I saw this week, these 2 weeks from Coco was just basically the fire that I saw in her when she first came on tour. When you're young and you're fearless and you're just swinging, you don't think. And for the last, tours break you down because players come at you. They figure out your weaknesses. They know where to go after you and just tear you down. And she's figured out how to get past that. She's comfortable, and you can just see she's not thinking about how do I hit my forehand. She knows what she wants to do.
Exactly.
And that's just freed her up to just relax and play without really getting in her head.
Yeah.
I thought she served better in Cincinnati than she did at the U.S. Open. I thought she was just going big margins in the U.S. Open. Like she was just trying to put the first serve in at a high clip, where at Cincinnati, she was pinging 123, 125 into corners, going flat. And against Iga, do you think she was playing better against Iga or against Sablenka? I mean, I'm just like, her level has been so high. I think she might have even played better against Iga.
She played better against Iga.
I think you have to be better against
game.
Iga because of Iga has just a little bit probably higher level athleticism across the whole court.
No doubt.
And I don't think we should touch on the fact that Arena is, for the way she plays, her athleticism is ridiculous as well.
She can hit the squash shot when she needs to every once in a while. She can defend a little bit, like more than you would think.
And she has, believe it or not, like her north-south speed is
it's improved
so much better than it was in the last 2 years.
Yeah, it's true.
She looks faster.
I mean, she was getting to a lot of those drop shots that Coco was getting. I mean, she wasn't doing anything with them. That's why she was losing those points. But she was getting to those balls at the very least and trying to do something.
But and Sablenka is amazing, though. I think people were clapping in between.
She's world number one.
But she's faulting in between first serve and second serve. There's people making noises and stuff, and just like you could tell it got to her head a little bit. But the fact that she handled herself the way she did in the post match pressing interview and stuff, and just how she shouted out Coco and. I mean, she was crying. She was crying for that interview and just trying to. But she wanted to kind of get it out there and she did a great job. I was just like, that was amazing. Arena Sablenka. I'm a huge fan. I'm rooting for her. World number one tomorrow. You guys with us?
Both the concession speeches. I was just not to jump ahead, but I thought they were both decent concession speeches.
Meddy's speech was world class.
He's a legend.
Any more WTA thoughts on the women's action? Coco Gauff capturing her first Grand Slam.
I think we've kind of seen the full transition that the women's side of the game isn't just big hitting anymore. It's more you have to be the best athlete out there.
And Chrissy Everett would disagree with you.
She would disagree, but I mean, I think it's the best if you're at the top end of the athlete spectrum.
Coco Gauff
then it's like Iga, Muhova is a really good athlete,
Right.
Yep.
and then Coco. I think
Coco's the
I
best.
say Muhova is like the fourth best player in the world outside of Rybakina, but she's a big hitter. She's like more of the
She's
classic like 2010s kind of WTA player.
I think this win was so big for tennis in general, just to have now Coco as the face of the tour.
Yep. Yeah, I
Like,
think it solidifies a good
that's-
top three.
in the tour goes through Coco now. Like it just does. I know. You think I'm off the Kool-Aid right now, but I'm like, she is now the face of the tour. Like Iga, she's still a very good tennis player. She's gonna have a lot of success. She's gonna win more slams. But I think this takes Coco's confidence to a different level, and I think Coco's the one she's gonna be the one that's on all. Yeah,
Arena is number one.
I know, but I know.
I mean, like, I would say, like, you could make the argument, like, the tour goes through Sablenka right now. Coco's doing all. Coco won the
how
most
many
recent
how many
slam.
slams does Iga have? 4.
4, and she's 20.
So, and Coco's got 1 now. Sablenka's got 1. It's getting the WTA is getting interesting
Does
with these
Rybakina
3.
have 2?
I'm glad. I agree with you.
Rybakina has
I
how
want
many?
that to be
1?
the truth.
One.
She's
one
got
at
Wimbledon?
least
one.
one
Wimbledon.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought like
Maybe
no,
she
she lost in.
Maybe she has 2.
But I think
We have
those.
to look that up. I'll look
I feel
it
like
up.
we should know that.
You should.
I know.
Yeah, CP, you're the stats man, bro.
I know.
But I think that's where those 4 have set themselves on a different
Yeah.
tier. I will say before we head on to the ATP side is shout out to Madison Keys. I thought 1 title, one.
She
one
made
slam.
the Aussie final. She lost to Arena.
So,
right?
but Madison Keys, I thought put on an amazing show, and I'm so bummed that she should have been in the final. It should have been an All-American final. I thought Sabalenka fought and made her just ask the question, "Can you finish me?" And
That's a bad.
Keys?
Yeah, that was a bad one.
that was up 6-0, 5-3. Got
Yeah.
a chance to serve it out too, and I felt bad for her because that was like her level was through the roof. That first set and even the second
That
set.
was unbelievable.
Oh my god!
That's kind of.
I mean, her forehand. She was just
Straight zone
Sabalenka.
and-
She's like, why the is she playing like this in a Grand Slam semi to her coaches? And that's true. I was like,
Bagel.
Madison Keys just out pop. Just Sabalenka's the biggest hitter on the tour. Keys hit what 20 winners it felt like in the first. I was like, this is ridiculous. I was amazed by that. What the level was in that match. Absolutely cooking 80-mile-an-hour plus forehands. It was nuts.
But I felt like what happened with Sabalenka and Madison Keys was kind of the same thing between Coco and Sabalenka, where Sabalenka right out of the gates hitting big, hitting firing shots, and then Coco worked her way in, started making her play more balls, and then just the tide turned.
Yeah, that's a bad. Like that's some Greg Norman tide turning too. You were up after the bagel,
That's all right.
trying to close it. I mean, that's just
Keys going to head into 2024 with a lot of momentum. All right, you did say shout out to the finalist speeches. I did think Medvedev, that was a world class. Like, just he's so much fun to listen to behind the mic. Unreal match today. You had first off, you had epic semifinals for Carlos and Meddy. What Meddy did to Carlos in that match before we get to the final was incredible. I mean, Carlos could not get a ball by him, and that match was Meddy got that match to be played in a style that was built for his strengths, and he just squeezed Carlos. He would make Carlos hit into a target that looked open, and he was covering it. And Carlos didn't play his A game, but I mean, Meddy played a pretty much perfect match. You're a big Meddy guy.
I'm a big Meddy guy. I had a friend texting me and asking me consistently, like,
Was that the best you've seen him play on a hard court?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
I just thought he was almost perfect against Carlos. Like Carlos had to play like so well to do nothing came free.
The biggest thing that I took away is like we know that he's going to play his game, but the fact that we continually watch Carlos go up there and win those points of the net, and he still beat Carlos like the way that he did.
He was hitting
that's what blew me away.
Those returns from way back there to
is
Carlos's
insanity.
feet. It's nuts.
Sick.
To get to Carlos's feet, that consistent. Like, I mean, Carlos was hitting the panic button and just was kind of bulldozing to the net when he really didn't feel that comfortable up there because Meddy was winning a good chunk of those points. He just didn't. He felt less comfortable winning baseline exchanges, which I think just tells you how, like, the level that Meddy was on from both wings. I mean, he was not giving up anything. The length he got off the baseline on both, like, he was putting the ball so far back in the court. Carlos really wasn't able to hit the drop shot like he wanted to when they got in those long exchanges because he wasn't able to push Meddy too far beyond what he wanted.
And I mean, Meddy, I think part of that was he was hitting the drop shot, but it was like I think Meddy's game
there,
plan was
though,
to
yeah.
force a perfect drop shot.
And it was,
like,
yeah,
if
exactly.
it wasn't like super god Carlos drop shot,
Exactly.
Like, he was at least touching it and sometimes cracking winners off of it. I think that was part of his plan. Is like I'm going to touch every single thing that you give me. So he's like forcing these. Really good. When he was getting a drop shot, it was insane.
In the Meddy flip, the left hand he puts on the backhand, flipping the cross.
So good.
What the? I mean, no one has that shot.
He's the best on tour at that.
He is.
Chasing down the drop and rolling that backhand.
Better than Sasha, better than Novak. I mean, Meddy's ability to get that. I mean, you see where the shotgun grip is. Being able to get on the outside and just roll that ball across court. Carlos was. You saw Carlos clapping his racket a lot yesterday, and I think that just told you that Carlos had a great summer. Played amazing all year long in the slams. Ran up against Meddy.
We had to expect Carlos not to do anything, though, because when's the last time? 2008, since we had a back-to-back champion at the U.S. Open on the men's side. That's 2008.
Yeah,
that's right.
There's no king of the U.S.
That's crazy. No.
And before that, it was 4 times in a row for Fed, or was it 5?
04 to 08?
Yep.
Yeah. 5, right?
Yep.
And then he never won it again.
Never won it again. He lost the next year to Delpo, right?
Yeah. Yep.
2009.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That was one of my favorite matches of all time.
That's the last time before someone repeated.
All right.
I mean,
I do have to say that
Serena
the Joker Revenge Tour is done for the year.
What a show that was, though.
God.
I mean,
he's got to go win Paris. He lost Paris.
He took out Alcaraz at Western Southern, and then he goes and then gets his revenge on Meddy in the U.S. Open.
Yeah, that's good.
When Meddy stole his golden slam.
Hangs the phone up on Benny Shelton on the way.
And he hung the phone up on him.
No, he canceled his whole plan.
Tour
I mean,
it's done.
I think that was the ultimate respect, though, if you're Shelton. Like, I know people were like, "Oh, I can't believe he did that." I'm like, to be honest, though, like, if you're Ben Shelton, you grew up watching this guy your whole entire life. You just saw him mock your celebration. The fact that you were in the semifinal and like you got him to like think twice about something you're doing on the court. I mean, what huge story was Ben Shelton getting to the semi. He's going to be a top 20 player. He's 20 years old.
Ben looked as happy as I would have been to be there on the court for the first 2 sets.
But I mean, a quarterfinal and a semi for Ben in his first full year on the tour. Unbelievable year. I know he didn't have a great stretch in between those 2 slams, but I mean, plays against Novak, and Novak, he pushed him in that 3rd set, got him to a breaker, came up with some Showtime plays that that crowd won't forget.
I mean, he yelled really loud too after he'd hit balls.
He found his
using
feet,
all
though,
that
in the
energy.
3rd set.
It became
playing points and getting some rallies. So
that's all we wanted. We just wanted to see some good exchanges, and then Novak locks in.
He showed up.
Yep. And then he hangs the phone up on Benny, and that was.
Did you see Fonini did it in his? I don't know if he's playing like a challenger or something, but Fonini did the same celebration because I guess he just got cut from the Davis Cup team.
No way.
So I guess the guy was there who's ever in charge, the coach for the Davis Cup team in Italy, and he did this and looked in the crowd. You'll have to find that video, but he did it. Probably more pissed off than Novak.
How irrelevant is Fabio Fognini right now?
Well, he's like 450 in the world, so
see you later.
I'd say irrelevant.
That's outside Bernie Tomic. My guy, Bernie. All right, anyway. Championship Sunday. Meddy goes down in straights. I mean, I did not see that coming. Novak puts the stranglehold on him pretty much from the jump. Got out to early breaks. Never was threatened. There was a chance there, and you thought kind of the second set where if it looked like Meddy was going to take it, Novak's like maybe the physicality of the match was going to get to Novak, but Novak just way too good for Meddy today, and got the revenge that he wanted, like you said.
He didn't sweep the leg.
But what was Meddy doing? Why was your game plan to try to just test Novak's endurance and stamina? Like, come on. Like, that was disappointing. To me, that was the most disappointing part of the day. It's like, I was so excited to like look forward to like the chess matchup that was going to be today. And I turned it on and I'm like, Meddy's got no other game plan other than just to make Novak make balls and try to
push
hit.
him.
I mean, like, come on. Like, you don't
It
think
was the same way he played the Australian Open against Rafa, except for this time he didn't cramp, but it was just there was no game plan.
Did you think that was going to be good enough?
Have a plan B.
This is the best ball striker.
Does what he does.
The best ball striker, the best baseliner ever, and you're going to try to outlast him from there?
Right.
Yeah, he got close on a couple of those big long backhand things, but I agree. Like that's maybe not the best plan. But what, I don't know. What is your plan of attack?
But Novak's you know how fit Novak is.
Yeah.
You know, like the dude just tuned Shelton in 3. He's fresh. He didn't have to play that long. So he's not like, it wasn't hot out. It's indoors. The roof is closed.
Yeah, he was missing a lot of those, kind of like in those long points too. He was missing.
It did look like
he
the
was
Rafa
missing
match.
his winners too. Yeah. It's just like that.
But
was
you're
like,
not going to hit. Oh my!
I felt like he got away from. He was going down the line when he was getting into those backhand exchanges in the second set, where he was kind of starting to find some success, and then he'd go down the line and he was hitting winners. And then I feel like he kind of got away from it in the back half of that set, where he just got complacent again and just got back into those cross-court rallies, and then Novak was stepping in and going in and ending the point.
Yeah.
That was I don't know what him and his coach talked about beforehand, him and Gene, but like that was just Gilles.
They were yelling at each other
What'd I say, Gene?
at the end too.
But like, come on! I hope if they talked before the match a little bit about this game plan, I hope it wasn't just like put balls in.
He's 36.
Stay,
Make him look 36.
Stay inside the stay inside the pattern.
That's totally what he said.
Like, come on.
That's got to be what
he's 36. He's gonna tap out.
Hey, can we talk about how Novak kept taking his time in between on Med's serve?
Yeah, that was a little.
He was pulling a Siegman.
Towed off. Did the
veteran
full
move.
off.
But Meddy's notorious for just going ridiculously fast.
He's got like 10 seconds in between his serve.
Does he? Yeah.
That's his thing.
He doesn't bounce the ball. He gets right up to the line and he's ready to serve. Yeah.
Coco would have been upset.
Yeah, he would have.
I was surprised he didn't go 2 first serves more like he did against when he did Puerto Carlos. He was hitting 125 on second serve sometimes.
The whole match he played safe. Yeah.
He played so safe the whole day. Yeah. I'm like, you're not going to take a number 24 away from Novak playing soft like this.
Yeah.
And he never really dug his teeth in and got the crowd involved like on his behalf, which is he's really good at that. I'm like, how do you not try to get this crowd behind you? You need to throw off Novak somehow.
This was the most composed I've seen him probably the whole tournament.
Meddy?
Yeah, and
he didn't.
And he,
yeah.
This is the biggest match.
He wasn't complaining a whole lot.
Things didn't make sense.
I saw one exchange where he started yelling at Gilles, and that was it. And then he just went back to normal.
In French too.
You beat Alcaraz, which is a monumental thing.
Then
your reward is here comes Djokovic. And you play that good. Tough. And I was talking to Joe. I'm like, can you do that back to back? Can you keep your game like a Djokovic, a Federer, Nadal? Those guys have proven over the years that they can do it. They can even play better the next day. Again, and Medvedev, I don't think he's quite there yet. A lot of these guys, can't do more than that. 2 matches in a row.
Will he get there? That's the question now, because he's going to be 28 next year, I think.
It's true. I think that was a great point right there. It's true. Going back to back, like 2 big wins like that in a row, where you're on an emotional roller coaster. You just took out the guy that everybody was calling like the next GOAT type thing, and you take him out where he just won his first slam too. It's like that was unbelievable. And Meddy played one of the best matches I've ever seen him play, and that's why I was like, it was a show. And today's final, we didn't get what we got in Cincinnati. We didn't get the type of drama we were thinking we were going to get. That was the bummer for me. The tennis that was played in Cincinnati's finals, both of them, was a higher level than what we saw.
Agreed.
It was a finals.
That was an old school match to me in Cincinnati. The old school of 1 versus 2. Yep. Older versus the younger guy coming up. Like all these things were coming together, and I was like just hoping it would meet my expectations, and it just went way, way past.
It did it not? It was like Novak. It blew his expectations out of the water. Novak did not go into that final thinking he would win and tear off his shirt.
I was going to say, he ripped his shirt.
Rip his shirt off during the
U.S. Open.
He didn't even celebrate.
This man kept that shirt didn't bust a thread, man.
They were both doubled over at the end of the third set after that 1 point. It was like a couple points into the tiebreak in the third set, and they had like a 30-shot rally, and they were both doubled over and like just stumbling to their towels.
Cincinnati's crowd was louder
and I was like, this is awesome.
You think so?
Yeah. We were louder than Arthur Ashe, too.
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
They were louder during the points. We're louder after.
I just thought,
Touché.
The final in Cincinnati, I thought that was something special, but I'm like, whoa, we might get something even better than the U.S. Open, so I don't want to say anything crazy. But you're just never guaranteed matches like that, and I thought we all appreciated that for what it was. And I've had people, even up yesterday, people that like my uncles that I didn't even know watch tennis come up and ask me about that match. They're like, how good was that final? I'm like, there are not many matches in tennis that people ask me about a month after the fact.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's how you know, and that's a casual tennis fan. I'm like, that match was special. Like that level in U.S. Open, I think, was an overall unbelievable tournament. But when you think about the best matches of the tournament, I think it lacked those type of heavyweight fights. That turned out to be what we wanted. That's my kind of.
I agree with that.
I agree with that. You guys want to take a quick break, and then we'll come back with some more goods.
We're excited to announce a little new segment to the Pure Tennis Podcast. It is called Peakers and Pushers. All right. So basically, the concept is we name a player and we give our thought if they've peaked or not, or if they're still kind of pushing to the top and kind of to new heights.
And peak meaning they've reached their highest rank specifically.
Correct. Correct. So first player we've got listed heading into the 2024 season, even though I know we've got some tennis left, but Casper Ruud. Chase, talk to me. Is Casper Ruud peaked or is he pushing?
I've been a Casper guy for some time now, but I'm going to go.
He was world number 2.
He was world number 2, so he has peaked. And he's definitely peaked this year because they're not playing any clay tournaments the rest of the year. And I don't think he's ever been to China.
I'm going to have to agree with that.
I don't think he's going to do well in China.
I don't see him going to world number 1. That's safe. That's a safe call.
Safe one.
That's a safe one.
He's pushing hard.
I have to agree as well. I mean, there's no way.
Yeah.
Casper's.
I mean, I would like it too. I mean, he seems like got a great forehand.
But I think he might drop out of the top 10, like real quick, real soon.
I think he'll be out of the top 20, but I think he floats around 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up, got Stefanos Tsitsipas, former world number 3.
Peaked.
Talk to me.
Stefanos is just, I watched him last year at Western and Southern bag it in the final. That was really disappointing.
Against George?
Against George, yeah. And I just don't think he's got the fire. I don't think he's got you got to want it. I just don't see that in him. There's so many other guys coming up.
Do you think, so you thought he started losing it back then?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I was thinking it was more recent, but that's, I mean,
I don't, any of the guys that are at the top right now, you look at Djokovic, you look at any of those top guys that really you think are going to threaten for number 1, and they would have never bagged it.
I agree. The thing that's rough about that too is he's got to go to peak. He has to get past where he was. He's not going past 3.
I don't think he gets past 5. I don't know what he's at. I think live rankings he's probably 5 right now. I don't think he's going to get past 5 because, I mean, you've got Novak, Carlos, Daniil. I think Sasha's going to be 4 in no time. Sinner. And then Holger and Sinner. I mean, he might not even be 6. You know what I mean?
Right. Tsitsipas is,
yeah.
I think he's out.
Peaked.
It's a crowded room.
It's a crowded room.
And Tsitsipas has no room at this table.
And he's distracted. He's got.
They want to win a slam together.
That's cute.
That'd be adorable.
That's not gonna happen.
Next up, we've got Mr. Christopher Eubanks, the world number 30 at a career high. Chase, has your Technofiber bro peaked or is he pushing?
I think he's peaked. Oh, I know.
27?
He's 27, but I think he makes a good living on tour, staying within the top 50. I just don't know. He's going to have a really good run in back-to-back slams in Australia, and then
you think his game's not stable enough to hold up?
I don't think it is. He plays way too volatile. He has 0 net clearance on 90% of the balls that he hits. So
I have to agree. I think he's peaked.
I love him, though. I think he's going to be awesome in the booth.
No. He is phenomenal in the booth. I mean, I have to say, he might make more money off, and that's no disrespect. He might make more money off the court. Exactly. Dude, and he looks great on the booth doing it, man. He looks like he's ready to take somebody's business job if he needs to, too.
Yeah, Wimbledon run was nice.
No, legendary stuff, Chris. All right. Next up, we got Mr. Cameron Norrie, the former world number 8.
Definitely
Mo, talk to me.
Definitely peaked.
No hesitation there.
I could not agree any more. The dude is so peaked. And one of the nicest guys, too.
He worked his butt off to get his game to where it was.
The fact that he got to 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Zverev, you look at Alcaraz, you look at Sinner, and the way these guys are hitting the ball, and I just don't see how he can hold up.
No shot.
The shovel? How about the shovel
he
back?
that shovel, he
Medvedev can out-consistent those guys. I'm just not sure Cam Norrie can do it at this point.
No.
What? How did he get top 10, though? What was he doing that disrupted people so much that he was able to get here? Like, just...
Well, he has that weird...
No errors.
He has that
it.
weird way he hits his forehand versus a backhand. Like, one has heavy spin and the other one doesn't. It's pretty flat. I think that's kind of difficult to deal with when you feel like you're playing against two different players, two different play styles based on the way he hits the ball off of either side.
That's a very good point.
I feel like he made like so few errors last year that it was just like the amount of like balls he was making has just put him into the top 10.
With depth, too.
And just depth.
And
Total depth.
He had to, like, I don't know if he was battling some fatigue. He played every event, it felt like, last year.
Yeah, he did.
And he was long matches, too. Physical, brutal matches. And it was week after week. It was like Cam Norrie, Cam Norrie, Cam Norrie. I'm like, this dude is going. And that was one of the most amazing years for a player that we didn't expect much from at all, like that I've ever seen. Like for a guy off the radar as he was, for him to have that kind of year and just beat guys like Taylor Fritz and push guys like push guys
around.
Like Alcaraz in Cincinnati, and it was a phenomenal year. So no knock on him, but Mr. Cam Norrie, he's peaked.
It's a lot of peakers.
Dude. This is a juicy list though.
There will be someone pushing.
There's going to be a riser, a pusher. Here we go. Next up, we've got Mr. Alex de Minaur, currently the world number 13, who has been as high as world number 12. CP, is that a peaker or a pusher?
This one's the toughest one for me because I really like de Minaur. I'm going to say a pusher, but I don't think he makes it past 10.
But you think he gets to 10?
I think he gets to 10. And that's mainly This is mainly because I have zero faith in Taylor Fritz, and I think he's dropping out, and I think Casper Ruud's dropping out. And what's de Minaur been doing? Playing great tennis. So he's going to scoot right up in there to 10.
I could see. I
love it. I was going
to. I like him.
Yeah,
too.
I know you do.
And like,
I would have.
But I feel like
he's
like. I feel like he's at the start of like a bigger like move.
Is
I feel
he?
like he's played.
Wow.
I mean,
I'm just like, what is he? Like, what's he going to do differently?
not like a big.
He doesn't
big move.
have
I don't
to.
see
Those
him.
guys
That's-
just aren't going to do well.
All right,
even
fair,
if, and
fair.
like honestly, even if he gets to 10,
Continue
that's
to
still
get
a
good
pusher.
results.
Oh, he's still a pusher.
He's
100%.
still
If he
pushing.
gets to 10, that's incredible.
Yeah.
De
de Minaur?
Minaur is Mr. Charlie Hustle, man.
He hustles.
I love the
Yeah.
way
He hustles.
just hustles for everything.
Yeah, my dad loves that dude too because he runs every ball down, even if he doesn't.
He's going into his time zone, too, on that, whatever you want to call that side of the world. And
You're right.
Southern Hemisphere.
yeah, I think he's going to thrive over there. So
Next up, we've got Mo coming in hot. We got Tommy Paul, the current world number 14. He's been as high as 13.
Pushing.
Ooh, pushing P.
wasting
Pushing
time. I
me.
like it.
Talk to me. Where's Tommy going to go?
I like it. He's where right now? 14.
He's 14.
I say he gets number 10.
He's got a lot of points to defend next year.
That's true.
He's going to be...
True, but I think he can carry that momentum from this year into next.
I think that meant just what he showed.
He's still raw to me.
I
He
think
doesn't
he's
have
a-
the finishing, touches. He's getting his belief, that he can really actually play. He's shown that, and I just think it's the finer points like the Djokovic's of the world and the Alcarazes do, of just really trusting and really focusing on the real critical points and knowing you can win those.
He
If
plays
does
like a
that,
top 10 player.
He can definitely get there.
I mean, he plays like a top 10 player.
I like it. I like it.
I agree.
I like it.
I
Yep.
agree.
Yep. No, Tommy, he's got the swag too. He believes in himself now, especially with his physical fitness being the way it is. He believes he can go toe to toe with these guys. He's got the firepower, athleticism, the movement. Obviously, when he's serving well, he's one of the best servers. Pound for pound, he might be one of the best servers in the world. He's not a big guy, and he cracks. He's 137 in Cincinnati. I think he's a pusher as well. I think he's gonna get.
I'm doing 2 with
Can
it.
he get inside the top 10 is the question. 10
gonna
is one
say,
thing. Can
I was
you go,
thinking like 8. I
That's
think he could touch
incredible.
8.
I see that. I feel like he plays like a top 10 player. I mean, he
Yeah.
doesn't, like Nate said, he doesn't back down in like long exchanges with people's forehands, even when those people are Carlos Alcaraz. Like, he still stays in there and attacks, and like, I don't know. I don't see it like that many other people other than Sinner doing that. Like,
Yep.
I don't know if he's going to make it top 5, but I feel
I
like
think-
he's top 10 player.
For him and for de Minaur, it all kind of relies on Fritz. What's Fritz do in the next 6 months to year?
It's true. And Tiafoe.
Good point.
And Tiafoe.
And Tiafoe.
That's the guy
but
that.
I think Tiafoe is going to drop.
Oh, I didn't have him on here. But you think? Oh, just real quick. You think he's? I didn't have him on here.
I don't think he's peaked. I think he could get back to what was he 10?
10.
Yeah.
I think he could touch 10 again, but I don't know that
It's gonna be tough, man. It's crazy.
But that would mean he's
I said it
peaked.
last time I was on here. I think the top 20
think- so
is
you
the
think-
most talented it's been.
Yep, you
There's
did.
so many players
So
that
you think Tiafoe's peaked?
That means if he touches 10 again, he's peaked.
he's peaked.
Wow. Wow. All right, next up, CP. Matteo Berrettini, the world number 36 currently. He's going to drop, and he has been as high as number 6. Is that a peaker? Or
He's
is that
definitely a peaker in my
Definitely
opinion.
a peaker.
Yeah.
Peaker.
That's crazy. He's just dropped off our freaking. He's out of here.
But
I don't even feel like
do you
there's a
think he
need
get
to
past
explain it
6?
at this
No
point.
way.
There's
Yeah.
no
He
shot.
can't. It's
Yeah.
crazy, though.
He
But,
can't.
like, he was right there and had a chance to. He was in the final of Wimbledon, like, seems
Yeah.
like yesterday. And
Happens in a lot of careers.
did a lot of
though.
damage in New York, and he's out. 6'5", good athlete, pummels the ball, big forehand, big server.
Yeah.
He's not going to get top 10 anymore. I don't see it
No.
happening. Peak.
Peaked.
peaked.
I'm liking this segment more than I thought I would
This is
already.
great. This is great talk.
This was me.
Keep going. Let's do it.
Oh man! All right, next up,
Do me next. Do me next.
he said, "Do me next." I want to go with somebody juicy, and I got one. Here we go. Someone that I'm a fan of, Hubie Hurkacz,
My boy
He is-
Hubie.
the world number 17 right now. He's been as high as number 9.
Big push.
Oh,
Big push.
Mo is calling him.
I'm going to say he's going to be like 6 or 5.
Nice.
Oh,
Let's
wow.
go. Talk to me about what you like about the
For a big man, he moves really, really well, even in the short court. He has great volleys, big serve, can play big with. He kind of reminds me of what's his face that just retired because of all his knee issues and everything a little bit. Rocket forehand, big
Rocket-
tall guy.
Kevin Henderson.
No. The
Opelka?
beat Federer.
Oh, Del Potro.
Del Potro.
Potro.
He doesn't
Oh,
have the
yeah.
huge forehand, but he's like a big, tall guy. Ranges across the court.
Yeah.
Big serve. Just
His forehand is like 1/5 as big as Del Po's. That's the only thing I don't like.
Yeah.
okay.
Everything else, I'm with you.
But I mean, he just plays big.
They're different kind of movers too.
Much different. Hubie's nimble. He's like very nimble and agile.
For how big he is,
Yeah.
he's surprisingly.
Del Po's a long, lengthy mover that just kind of glides. He doesn't really even move. He just
Yeah.
kind of pushes off at each corner. But
I
no.
saw some courtside video of Hubie down in Miami, and it just really kind of shocked me how well he moved around the court, like his footwork. and
He's a
everything.
ridiculous- that's why I like
was
him
just
so
like-
much.
I was like, what? It just jumped off
Against
the
Novak
screen to me.
at Wimbledon this past season. I mean, you saw Novak struggle to find corners against him. You know, he couldn't find to get the ball away from him, and that
I
was
think
probably
when he's on, I think he can beat almost anybody.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about it on this podcast about just his return percentage. If he gets his return percentage up,
Yep.
he's a top 10 player consistently.
Easy, right.
Because he's
I
got
love
one of the
Hubie,
best serves on tour, if not top 3 in terms of holding and
It's-
whatnot.
it's
but-
all about his mental. It's where he's green.
I mean,
Got it.
I'm going to let you do that one.
That's on me. I think he's gonna go top.
I like Hurkacz. I just feel like
You don't think he's gonna break top 9?
that's the thing is like he has to break top 9 to get in there. And
He's-
it's just crowded room.
It is crowded room, but this is a guy that on grass and on hard court, Hubie should be a problem week in and week out. Like you serve 135.
Yeah.
You just need one break, really. You have
When he
hands.
plays mean,
His
he-
hands are incredible. He should be if he just commits and accepts that he has to hit the forehand. You're fine if you hit some errors. Where I don't care if you uptick your errors by honestly 10 per match, but you're going to tag more corners and hit more volleys, hit more overheads, which you love. I mean, do what you are best at as many times as you can, and that is crack the backhand, try to crack the forehand and get to the net, like serve volley. And he's incredible at that. He's so long. Yep. His return to serve is going to get better. He has great feel from out, like even out the outer force. I do agree. I'm in. I like it. He's going to get to 7-6. I like that. You're not sold, JP.
I mean, I want it. I would love that. I just feel like there's more to getting into that group.
Yeah.
You have to beat some of those people out of this.
You saw what he did to
he didn't
Tsitsipas in
win.
Cincinnati. He just
I know.
torched him.
He did, but
Torched him. See
Tsitsipas
ya.
also peaked.
Yep. There you go.
He's
All right.
on that way out.
It's a great start.
He's doing Instagram photos. The thing, like,
Oh my!
I think that like with Hurkacz, like he won in Miami 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I just don't get the like. I want to see him win I want to see him.
It's okay. Here's my honest.
He's not defending points
I don't.
so he can go back up. But
Craig Boyden has done amazing things with Hurkacz.
Absolutely,
amazing things.
He was a fighter in Cincinnati.
Exactly,
and I agree.
And I think he probably is. Hubie knows better than anybody what he needs to, like, from a coach to work at his highest level. I just haven't seen, and I talked to Boyden about this in the past about him getting Hubie to hit the forehand. Hubie has just not shown that he's able to do it at a consistent enough rate. A little bit, a couple times he's done it, but I don't know if he needs another voice to kind of join Boyden that kind of gets to him, because I think maybe Hubie sees that I'm top 15 in the world still doing what I'm doing, and I'm having fun, and I'm hitting these crazy drop shots, and I'm able to but like he needs someone that brings in my opinion, a little more fire to the box, and press Hubie in a different level to really step on the forehand. Because if he doesn't do that, he's peaked. If he decides that he can accept that wing as being a weapon, Mo, I'm with you. Top 9 is coming. Next up, Karen Khachanov. He has been as high as world number 8. Currently sits at number 11 in the world. Mr. Chase Pearson.
He's a peaker.
Peaker?
Oh, yeah.
Pusher.
Big time peaker.
Really?
Yep.
No more Karen?
No more Karen. I like him. I like all the Russian players. I love all their games from the baseline, but I just don't know that he has enough consistency to go in to each slam and continuously make noise with the other 8 guys that I think are better than him.
Agreed.
I think it's that simple.
Yep, I think that's right. I don't think it's any more complicated than what you just said.
Yeah.
But I do think he's a guy he's always good to knock out one big name at a slam when he's healthy.
Yeah.
When he's healthy, he's always taking a skin.
Yeah. So is Laszlo Djere.
Dude,
yes, he is.
Give your nugget. Only guy to take set off Novak this
In
past
the whole U.S. Open, and he took 2.
Dude, 2 sets to
That's
love.
almost as good as a win.
Yeah.
I hammered Novak when he was
as a Serbian, like I'm sure he was like, "This is a win for me." I beat him
really
in 2
good.
straight sets.
Yeah, now it looks really good.
I hammered Novak at like plus 200 down 2 sets to love. I was not even anyway.
Wait, he was
free
plus.
money.
When I looked, he was minus still. He's minus 120 still.
I think it was plus 150 or plus 200, and
It's insane.
Next up, we've got Borna Coric, who's been as high as world number 12, currently number 23. Mo, is he a peaker or a pusher?
I like Coric. It's hard for me to say. He could.
26 years old.
I mean, I think he can get. I think he can push. I'll call him a pusher. He's right there on the borderline of peaking.
Did we determine where his final highest rank was?
12.
12.
He's 210 and 174. That's three titles in his career.
He was just so super consistent before his injury.
Yeah.
And then, he came off the injury and just played some bomber ball for a little while. And then, I don't know, it's like the big shots. It's like he backed off and started getting more conservative again and just trying to, he just wasn't bombing the big serves, wasn't bombing the big ground strokes. I saw him against Nadal and what he did.
In Cincinnati, he was going like 125, 127, 130, like
135.
The backhand.
And I was like, who
what
is
happened
this
to that
guy?
type of firepower?
I'm like,
and then the forehand and backhand were huge.
Yeah, and he was hitting with huge spin, big heavy ball, and I was like, wow, I had no idea. And then it's like, what happened?
I mean, he beat Sebastian Corda in Cincinnati in a really good it like kind of showed his like style again when he was attacking, but then it's like he couldn't withstand it.
But you think he's pushing? You think he's going to get back into the top?
I think he's a workhorse, man. That guy.
He is. I think that I don't know if I think it's to his detriment. That's a JP green ball. That is not a.
I did throw that out there.
This is for me. Coric is a peaker. I just think
it's right on the fence for me.
There's no.
He could
I
get
would
to
love
12.
to see
He could get to 11.
No way.
He could get to
Maybe.
12 or 11.
He does work his tail off. I don't know if because I feel like his game has just been rigid for a while, but it happened to like click in Cincinnati. I don't know how he won that title still.
The rigid got him to 12 though.
I think he's got immense talent. I mean, if you go back 8 years ago when he was first coming on a tour, I mean, they talked about him like he was like possibly not at that time. Novak wasn't what he is now, but they talk about him with that kind of same talent.
Yeah,
his fitness level
Novak,
is still at the highest. I mean, on tour,
he can't hit a volley though. But
neither can Rublev.
Dude, one thing about that's true. Rublev frying pan. One thing about Novak before, just random, but I just thought of it. 58 of 65 at the net. Last two matches. No, last two matches.
Oh God!
So against Ben and Meddy, that's incredible. And Novak's that's been his biggest knock. And that's that.
How was he on overheads though?
Dude, he didn't.
He wasn't bad. He wasn't.
I don't think he missed 2 or 3 against Ben. I think.
I mean, he's putting him down Broadway, but it was still like he wasn't netting him and like taking air.
He wasn't like crushing.
He wasn't hitting him to the fence.
No, it's all just
right
natural.
down. Like,
there were some ugly ones earlier on in the tournament.
All right, Mo. Next up, Taylor Fritz, world number 9 right now, has been as high as world number 5.
Peak.
That was a Joe Green ball.
You don't even have any words. Just
I
nothing.
think his coach has gotten him where he's gotten. Gotten as much squeezed the juice out of that as much as he could, and I just don't like. I just would have thought he would have really made a serious leap and leaped really deep into a major and made himself known. And he beat Nadal, and then. It's like since that win in Indian Wells, he really hasn't done anything to really, impress me. Yeah. And I'm just like, well, if all this time's gone by and you haven't built on top of that, well, I just don't see.
He goes and beats up on really bad 250 Atlanta draws, and feels good about himself, I guess.
I mean, he made a good run in Atlanta.
Okay.
Did he win?
That's fair. Top 5 is incredible anyway.
So, yeah.
Do you think he hangs around the top 15? Where do you see Fritz?
I see him hanging around the top 15. I just think it's like a consistency issue. He's just not, he'll go through spurts where he can hit with Joker. He can hit with all of them because he's got the power. But then he can't consistently keep his focus. And then all of a sudden he'll start spraying balls. He'll just kind of go away for a little bit.
He has the most winners on tour, but like you said,
winners don't win championships.
No.
All right. I'm with it. Yeah, 5. He's not going to get 4.
He's not going up past 4.
No, I agree. All right, one guy that this is just I feel like he's pretty random because no one talks about him, but Brandon Nakashima, a guy that I kind of thought I didn't know how I felt about him. He got to 43 in the world, and I was like, damn, maybe this guy's kind of legit. He's since fallen back to 68 in the world. He has a winning record, 66 and 54 on the tour.
He's still really young too.
Yeah, he's still 22 years old. That's why I'm interested. Where do you go?
No, absolutely.
CP is Nakashima, Peaker, pusher.
I'm going to say he's a pusher because I think off the ground he does have some power, but his game is very vanilla. That it's an easy game plan. Not on my end, but if you're a professional player, you know exactly what he's going to do out there. Go out there, play to your strengths, and you're going to win the match probably. But
yeah, because if you make him be an athlete in the outer force, that's not his. Yeah, he needs to hit out of the middle of the court and tee off and come to the net and just use his just IQ, his tennis IQ, and he's just solid athlete. He doesn't do anything special in my opinion.
But he hits a really solid ball.
He hits a good solid ball. But that's why. Is he going to get inside the top 40?
I think he can. I think he will find some more success in the United States once he's going to have some of those 250s and make a run in maybe some of those. And I don't know that he has really potential to make deep runs in majors, but I think he'd get maybe have like a
fair
touch 35.
There you go. That's fair. All right, I'm with it. Next up, Sebastian Korda, who I have no clue how is still at 31 in the world right now. It's been as high as 25. Mo, Peaker, pusher.
Pusher.
Okay.
I say he gets in the top 20 this next year.
Ooh. All right. I was big on.
He was playing hurt.
I was big on Korda. I know he's been struggling, but I just really like the way he plays. I think he's so smooth around the court. I love the way he hits the ball, and I just think I just don't understand why he's kind of fallen off a bit. I don't know if it's just people have kind of figured him out a little bit and he's lost some confidence, but I think he gets his confidence back and just gets, a win or two, kind of a surprise big win. I think he'll get
He
it
doesn't
back.
have the killer.
Yeah, he does lay back too much. He doesn't go first strike.
He's not.
enough.
He's not scaring anybody. Nobody's scared to play Sebastian Corda.
He can do it.
But no one's. That's fine. He can
be
do it.
aggressive, but
It's
he
like
doesn't
Taylor Fritz,
play
though.
aggressive enough. Taylor plays too aggressive
No.
sometimes.
Yeah, but like people look at Corda and they're just like, all right, I gotta go play Seb Corda. That's fine.
Like I remember, going back to Indian Wells, one of the last matches, I really remember him playing well and really he played Nadal and he was beating Nadal, and I was like, doggone, man, this kid's really something.
That's when
he was just absolutely hammering the ball.
Cover
Wasn't
Tennis
thinking
Magazine,
about it,
too.
and I'm like, he needs to get back to that free swinging. Don't worry about it, and because he's got the talent.
Yeah,
So just let it rip.
Yep.
got to push past 21 though.
I just 25.
25.
Some of these kids, they start.
I do think Corda, just given his raw talent, and he just seems to have his head on his shoulders enough to just kind of follow the game plan. I think he gets into the top 25. I'm not as high as I was on him coming into this season, where I definitely might have said that I saw him as a top 10 player, but I do think he gets to top 25. The kid, he just doesn't have that it factor that I'm looking for when it comes down to just getting nasty and getting in the final third set or fifth set. I don't trust that he's gonna fight for I don't know. Doesn't have it.
He seems to me like he's one of those guys that's been playing through an injury. So there's definitely pre-injury Corda, and then this year where maybe he's just slowly coming back to his game, but he just doesn't seem to play like he did last year.
Anyway, last one. Falkina, my man, ADF, Alejandro Davidovich Falkina. It's been as high as 21. That's where he's at right now. CP, peaker or pusher?
How long have we been talking about this now?
3
weeks?
You know I got to end it on this
This is
guy.
week 3.
I'm ending it on this guy.
I'm going to say he's a pusher. I do like his game. I think he's kind of a head case out there sometimes. So if he can kind of clean that end up, he could be top 15, Nate. He can be a top 15 player.
Yes.
Because he's crazy athletic.
I swear,
Can
Nate,
smoke
Nate
the ball. Good
Nate
serve.
really wanted to just hear this thing. That's why he said
I would
that.
say peak,
That was
though.
totally
I'm a,
No way,
I'm
you
a peaker on Fakina.
No way.
Agreed.
Why?
I think he's got talent, but he's just kind of crazy.
He's crazy.
He is. So wait.
He is.
You
So
can
do
never
you-
forget that complete meltdown
And he just
against
he'll
Holder.
do stuff out of the complete blue.
Yeah.
You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what was that?
Okay.
But
so,
if he can just kind of figure it out, he's young too. He's
So,
probably 20.
hold on.
What are you doing when you drop 7 points in a row in a tiebreaker?
You guys don't think Falkina is going top 20?
I think he is.
You think
but-
he is?
Yeah.
JP, you're in or out? In or out? That's all I want to know.
No. Is he
I'm
peak push?
I'm out. I don't think he's going to go top 20.
You're out.
I'm out.
No way.
There are just
Damn.
so many,
All right.
so many guys, and there's only so many spots. And at some point,
Okay.
you gotta
I think
sit there
that's
and
where
go,
I am
hang on
too.
a
I feel
second.
But
I
you
feel
think-
like he gets crowded out.
But you think he's talented enough to do it?
I think he could, sure.
So then I want to know.
But will he?
Where are you at on Felix then? Who also had the
this is
talent?
always
FAA?
it's this out.
Pusher.
He's pushing. He's already been 6.
Okay,
You think
I
he's
forgot
going-
he was 6, but that would peak.
Okay. As long as you say he's peaked too, then I'm fine. I'll sleep.
FA. I saw FA at the U.S. Open last year, and he really impressed me. He had that run, and then after the U.S. Open, he was playing amazing, and I was like they've been talking for years, FAA, and I was like,
He's not that guy.
I'm like, but he really, I was like, dang, I just didn't see that. And
Watching-
he really played amazing, but I don't think he gets beyond 6.
I think they both have crazy talent, and they're both pretty good athletes. I like ADF a little bit better on the athletes, but I don't know.
Real. While I got you here, I got to know, where are you at on Musetti? He's been 15 in the world. He's super young.
Yeah, I like Mazzetti. Mazzetti's crazy athletic.
Yeah, he
you
is.
see him up close on a court hitting balls.
He's
it's
built,
beautiful.
Yeah.
It is.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so fun
So
to watch.
where's he headed?
You
You didn't know you were going to be
He could
on
be
here.
top 20.
You didn't know you were ready for hot takes today, did you?
no.
I had you on here just grilling him.
the problem is like there's just so many players, and you at some point you have to think,
Exactly.
well, how do I slot this guy in?
Yep.
Even though I like him, I
Yeah, you
like
have to
his
move
game.
other people
he
out.
Yeah.
definitely has the talent,
Yep.
but like mentally, is he there yet?
I don't know if he is, but
I don't
damn,
think
I
he's
like
there.
what he's got on the table
Oh,
so far.
he-
Rossetti's gonna be top. I think he's gonna be top 10
I don't like his.
one day.
I agree with
He
that.
is.
I think
Yeah.
he's got the game.
People forget he was up 2 sets. To
I question the
one on
teal
Novak at the
racket.
front.
That's the boom.
The boom.
I don't think. I think that's
Teal.
just a paint job.
Oh, no, he's for sure rocking the boom. Couldn't be a better stick for his game. No. Anyway, all I will
That's
say is,
holding
y'all check out the shoes that are not the Honeydew shoes at Tennis Point. They're the Vapor 9.5s. They are inspired by the Honeydew drink at the tournament, but they are actually have nothing to do with the Honeydew drink. Also, check out ASICS collection. Pretty cool that we got the ASICS apparel back in. All the players' gear and apparel you saw at the U.S. Open. But yeah, incredible 2 weeks, actually really 3 weeks at the Tennis Point store had on the campus of the U.S. Open, Flushing Meadows. Got to take over that place and saw just a ton of awesome tennis fans. I was there for a week, and then I heard from other people at Tennis Point just how cool it was to see tennis players, fans, coaches, all types of people in the tennis world. So cool to see everybody. If you guys want, tag us in a picture. We saw a lot of you guys do that for the past couple weeks. Appreciate that. Follow the Pure Tennis Podcast on Instagram. Follow tennis_point_USA on Instagram. Have a great week. Hope you enjoyed this episode. We enjoyed all the US Open action, and we'll be back out here soon. Appreciate y'all. Peace.